Hello everyone, Namaste, Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhagavad Gita session. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnanarjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmittam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanada Swamiti Namane. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Devam Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashate Deshtarine. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद से द्वैत गदाधर शिवाशदि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, welcome to Bhagavad Gita session. So we are in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In our previous sessions, we completed up to 17 and we also started chapter 18 and we did up to verse number 4. And we'll continue from verse number 5 today. So this chapter is titled Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. Moksha means liberation. Moksha means liberation. Sannyasa means renunciation. Krishna in this chapter teaches us the renunciation that takes us to liberation, the true renunciation that helps us to attain liberation, break free from the cycles of birth and death. How is that? Is Krishna teaching us to go to forest and renounce and become a monk and relinquish all our duties? No. Krishna says, be in this world, do all your duties, be untouched by the world, and you can attain liberation. Just being in this world, doing your duties in a selfless way, as a devotion to me, as a selfless service to me. When you surrender unto me, when you surrender unto me and do your duties, then your mind is purified, consciousness is purified, you can attain liberation. So Krishna teaches us the right way to live in this world, in this chapter, and the path to attain liberation, moksha. So we did up to verse number 4. This chapter starts with a question from Arjuna. Arjuna asks a question. He wants to know the renunciation. Renunciation literally means becoming a monk, going to forest and becoming a monk. He asks a question. I want to know about renunciation and working with detachment. Tyaga means working with detachment. Renunciation means sannyasa. Sannyasa versus tyaga, I want to know. Renunciation, totally renouncing myself, or working in the world with detachment. Working in the world with detachment. Can you explain me? I want to know about that. So that's when Krishna teaches entire this 18th chapter. This chapter is a summary of all previous chapters. I'll give a quick glimpse and flow of this chapter. After that, we'll get into the verse for today. Krishna says you don't have to give up the work. You give up the attachment to the results of the work. Stay detached and do all your duties. Don't think you are the only doer of your duties. There are 5 other factors that are making you to function in this world. Don't become egoistic. Everything is happening because of me. Don't think like that. Don't become egoistic of your duties, of your achievements. There are other attributes. There are other factors. They are making you to function. Okay. So what are those? We'll see that when we get there. That's what Krishna is saying. I'll just give a flow. And Krishna says all our life is driven by these 3 modes. Okay. All our duties or our life is driven by these 3 modes: mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. The knowledge we gain, the action we do, our determination, the happiness we derive in this world, it's all based on the mode we are in: goodness, passion, ignorance. So we'll go and have a deep study on that. What is that? And Krishna further says, understand that and learn your true nature. What is your true nature? What works best for you? Accordingly, you choose a job and do it with detachment, and by such work, you'll attain gnana, knowledge, and your mind is purified, consciousness is purified, and you can eventually attain me. To attain me, you need to do one thing. Manmanabhava madbhakto madhyajima namaskaru. Always think about me, always meditate on me, become my devotee, you will come to me guaranteed. If you're worried about your sins, if you're worried about your past life sins, that's my problem. That's my responsibility. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam raja. Ahanta sarva papebhyo. I'll remove all your sins. I'll wipe out all your sins. I'll I'll get you to the spiritual world. That is my responsibility. Krishna gives assurance and ends this chapter. And Arjuna finally says, I'll just do whatever you prescribe me to do. Hmm? It's a wonderful, beautiful chapter. That's a glimpse of this chapter and flow of this chapter. So I'll ask someone to read the verses. Anyone wants to read? Arun is not here.
Okay.
Aditya, yeah, okay, go ahead.
यज्ञदानतपः कर्म न त्याजं कार्यमेव तत् यज्ञो दानं तपश्चैव पावनानि मनीषिणाम्. Acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance are not to be given up, they must be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity, and penance purify even the great souls.
Do it too.
एत एतन्यपि तु कर्माणि संघं त्यक्त्वा फलानि च कर्तव्यानीति मे पार्थ निश्चितं मुतमुत्तमम्. All these activities should be performed without attachment or any expectation of result. They should be performed as a matter of duty. O son of Pratha, this is my final opinion.
Thank you, Prabhu. So this is a subject matter in the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. First 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. When Arjuna dropped his bow and arrow and he says, I cannot fight, Krishna says, you fight. You do your duty as a service to me, with proper mindset, right? So that is a subject matter, like, you know, teaching the right way, right mindset. Arjuna should have to do duty. In this verse, like in this 18th chapter, the first set, Krishna entirely talks about the karma yoga. But here Krishna is also addressing one important concern of Arjuna, that Arjuna thought by renunciation he'll attain perfection. Arjuna thought by renunciation, going to forest, becoming a monk, he'll become perfection, spiritual perfection. Krishna says, no, 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 no. Even though you go to forest, you still have to do certain duties. Yajna, dana, tapa, karma, you have to do. Otherwise, your mind is not, you cannot purify yourself. Okay, you still have to do your obligatory duties. Okay, so Krishna is teaching us one has to perform obligatory duties. What are those obligatory duties? Yajna, dana, tapa, karma. So we'll try to understand this in detail, uh, but I'll explain this. So yajna dana tapa karma, these obligatory duties one must perform. What happens when one performs these obligatory duties? Pavanani manishna. Pavanani, panans purifies the manishna souls in great say. Pavanani manishna. Even the great souls also they get purified by just doing these duties. Yajna dana tapa. So what is that? We'll understand. So and Krishna also says that you must perform with proper mindset. Okay, not out of ego, not out of frustration, not out of envy, not out of jealous, not out of any negative emotions. You do your duty as a selfless service to me without expectation of result. Just for the sake of duty, you do. Hmm. That's a beautiful verse as this too. We'll try to understand little detail. So when Krishna says yajna dana tapa karma, what is that yajna dana tapa karma? So we'll go little detail. Okay. So being a human in this world, we are human beings in this world. It is said that the human life comes with a responsibility. Human life comes with a responsibility. What is that responsibility? That is to live a better life, be a better human being, and make a difference around you and people. Hmm? And there are certain prescribed duties. Nitya karma. There are certain prescribed duties. There are some certain duties are prescribed for purification of soul. So if you do these duties, it purifies us. So what is this duties? Okay, we'll see this. So they are called Pancha Mahayagna. Pancha Mahayagna. Yagna is a one word Krishna used here. You can see here. Yagna is a one word, but it is in detail. It is a Pancha Mahayagna Krishna is talking about. So this is everybody has to do this. If a person does this, this helps in one to attain purification. What is the purification? One will come out of ego. All the time we are in I and my mindset. What I get it, what can I, how can I enjoy with it? Hmm? I should be the one who is enjoying it. All our life is circled around I and my mindset. Ahankara mamakara. It's called ahankara mamakara. Ahankara means I-ness, ego. Mamakara means attachment towards a thing. When we attain it, this is mine. This is mine. I can't live without it. I should get it. And this is called ahankara mamakara. So we are everybody is like pulled by the so-called ahankara mamakara. But certain things which when you do certain duties like this, nitya karma will be purified. Will be purified. So let's see what are those. So the first is Deva Yajna. Deva Yajna. Okay. So what is Deva Yajna? Yajna, the word yajna mostly refers to people in general go to temple. If you see in temple, there is some fire sacrifice performed. But Krishna is not talking about that. Krishna is talking about the duty, obligatory duty one must perform to demigods. Yes, demigods. So if you see in this world, being human, as a human being, we are consuming many things from the nature, right? We take the oxygen. For me to live, I need oxygen. Where am I getting that from? It's free. Nobody can buy it and sell oxygen, or nobody can. uh, Um, at least in 2026, that is free. Maybe after 100 years, 200 years, when the oxygen levels are really bad, maybe people try to sell that one also. Just like people are selling water, right? Water is from nature, but government sells it through pipes and everything. They bring water to my home. I'm drinking the water. I need to pay water bill. I need to pay water bill. Hmm. Um, it is a natural resource, but I'm paying the bill, right? So maybe in future oxygen would also become like that. Never know. But anyway, so who is supplying all the natural resources for me to breathe and drink water and food resources for me to sustain? I need to eat food. I need to eat rice, grains, and vegetables, fruits, all those things. There, who is giving me? Hmm? How am I getting? Is that my store, Costco store is giving me? So Costco store only gets from one place and they puts and they sell it. They are not the actual producers. Even the producers also, they're not the real producers. They're being given to them through, there is something behind the scenes. There are so many things happening through nature. So Mother Nature is the one gives to all of us. So when I say Mother Nature, it is there are demigods. Hmm? There are demigods Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu. There are certain many demigods. They're functioning, and because of their functioning we are able to eat and breathe and live. So the point here is we are indebted to them. We are so much indebted to them, we have to give it back. Hmm. When we are indebted to them, we have to give it back, right? That's how everything works in this world. So we are taking from the nature. What are we giving back? What are we giving back? Basically technically nothing, but in the previous ages people used to do some homa yagna to the demigods. So those things are not even possible now. Krishna refers to this particular point in third chapter. Third chapter. Krishna says, if you are taking from the nature, you have to learn to give it back. Otherwise, you are eating only sin. So, how can I give it? First of all, nowadays in the 2026, we are in this world. We don't even know who are these demigods who are supplying to me. So the best way we can repay back is offer offer or gratitude towards the Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Krishna is the root of everything, entire existence. Krishna is the root of demigods. When he is satisfied, everybody is satisfied. Just like watering a root. When we water the root of the tree, entire tree is nourished. We don't have to go and water the leaf, branches, twigs. No, just water the root, entire tree is nourished. Similarly, when we offer our prayers, that's why we can pay it back to the nature what we are taking from, right? When we offer prayers to Lord Krishna, Supreme Lord, Or when we are eating apple, before eating apple, if you're buying a bag of apple from the store, just offer one fruit. One fruit. Patram pushpam phalam toyam, Krishna says. Just one fruit, one grape, one single grape piece you can offer to Krishna and say, thank you, Krishna, for supplying me everything, for me to sustain in this world. Just say thank you and offer to Krishna. Right? So let's get Deva Yajna. That completes the Deva Yajna. When the Krishna is satisfied, everything is everyone is satisfied. So there's a so when we do this, we'll understand, we'll come out of this I and my nature. uh, we are tormented by the so-called I and my nature, I and my disease, right? So when we give it back to the nature, we'll see the things in a different perspective. Hmm. And we don't think like, everything is happening because of me. There is other beings who are making us live in this world. So that is Deva Yajna. Next is Rishi Yajna. Rishi Yajna means the rishis, the great sages who have given this knowledge to us. Like we are learning Bhagavad Gita, we are together, how many, six people, five people, we are all together on the Zoom call, we are learning Bhagavad Gita, hearing the all the messages of Krishna himself, and also Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, who has given this translations commentary to us. Are we doing Deva Yajna now? Yes. Are we doing Rishi Yajna now? Yes, we are doing it. We are doing it right now, we are doing it. So basically, to repay what we have gained from the great sages, we just need to study the scriptures. Just study the scriptures. That is the way we can pay back. We'll be in debt. We can pay back our gratitude, offer our gratitude to uh, the great sages by whom we are learning this. Pitriyagna refers to our parents, forefathers. We should be grateful to our parents. Because of our parents, we have this life. We have this life. We are able to happily study, live in this world, and earn money, and what are the life we are. It's because of there is a sacrifice done by our parents. So we should be grateful to our parents also. Hmm. So, and we should be grateful to the people around us. Manusha Yagna. There are people around us who are helping us, or if they are struggling in any way, give some condolences if they're going through some problems, or help to give a moral support, and be with them, be empathetic with them. So there are many ways we can do this Manusha Yagna, being nice to other human beings. And Bhuta Yagna, being nice to other living entities like animal species, being nice to them, not just kill them, torment them, trouble them, be nice to them. So these are the things prescribed by scriptures, that this if a person human does these things, his life is purified, his consciousness is purified. So that's about yajna. So dana means charity, charity. So Krishna spoke about this charity also very nicely. Charity must be performed. One has to perform charity, give, right? But he has to give to the right person when a person is in a need, not just our leftovers or waste things. We are not good for nothing, is to be thrown away. No. So one has to give a precious thing that helps other people. Otherwise, better not do the charity. Even if a person is doing the charity, he has to do with proper mindset, chanting Om Tat Sat. So that is a subject matter in 17th chapter. Or think about God and do charity. Think about God. Krishna, you have given to me, I am giving to this person. If a person is in need of money, Krishna, you are giving to me, I'm giving to this person. Otherwise, what we think, I am the one who earned with my own strength. It's all my money. So much money, bank balance I have in my bank account, my hard earned money. So we are in the so-called I and my consciousness, right? So that's what Krishna says. You think about me and do. If you're donating money to someone, think like Krishna, it's because of you. I have earned this. I'm giving it to you to help others as you desired. It's your arrangement. You are making me an instrument to help others. I will help others. For your pleasure, I'll help. That is a mindset one has to have. So this kind of mindset one will purify the soul. I know many people are like this. There are great people who are like this. If you are not that, we can cultivate certain things like this. And yajna dana, that's about yajna and dana. And next is tapas. Tapas means discipline, self-discipline, doing some austerities, take take voluntarily taking some inconveniences. Right? So if you want to be fit, If I want to be physically fit, I need to go to gym and do something, or also live a regulated life, regulated eating habits, regulated sleeping habits. All those regulate ourselves with certain things. Mm. Certain times people say, "Why are you putting so many restrictions in my life? You are making my life hell." We hear from kids and many people. But these things, if we take up some sacrifices, that really helps. If a person is allowed to eat whatever he wants, no restriction, he's eating tons of oily food, junk food, and water. Well, it creates problem to his own health, right? It's very natural. We can see here, he's disrupting his own health, he's spoiling his own health. But if a person eats in a regulated way, in a healthy way, we can see here there's a big difference. So Krishna is saying in all these duties, yajna, dana, tapa, karma, one must perform, they all purifies the soul, make a person a good person. And Krishna adds one more thing. When you do, sangam tyakta phalani cha kartavyani te me parda. Krishna adds three things here. One is do for the sake of doing it, just for the sake of duty. If you are helping others in terms of money or charity or whatever, if you are doing that, just do for the sake of doing only. Hmm? Without attachment to the work itself. Don't get too much attached to the work. Just sake of doing, you do without expectation of, don't think that person has to glorify you, that person has to appreciate you. If a person glorifies you, praises you, you become too much dejected, too much elated. Hmm? If a person doesn't honor you, appreciate you, then you feel so much hopeless, dejected. These kind of things happen in our mind. When you're doing our duties, if you don't work in a selfless way, when we are working with attachment, we always seek, mm, will be troubled by these so-called dualities in this world. The person who honors us, the same person who dishonors us. The person who appreciates us, it's the same person criticizes us. We are in the world of dualities. We are, happiness, distress, pleasure, pain, uh, pleasure, pain. These are all dualities in this world. To overcome these dualities in this world, one has to live selflessly. One has to do all these duties selflessly. It's a matter of duty. No, no, don't get attached to the dualities in this world. Right? So that can be possible when we do for the Supreme Lord. As subject matter in the first six chapters of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also says, Yet karoshi, yet asnasi, yet juhosi, yet dadasi, yet tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushvam madarpanam. For my pleasure you do. All your duties, for my pleasure you do, then you'll remain detached in this world. You'll remain detached in this world. Don't think you, with your own strength, you can detach in this world. For my pleasure, when you do all your duties, when you mold your life, when you mold your life in such a way that you are doing duties for me, then life will be so beautiful. Okay, so we'll move on to the next set of verses 7, 8, 9. So in this 5 and 6 verses, Krishna is saying one has to perform obligatory duties. These obligatory duties purifies the soul, yajnadana tapa karma, but one has to do with proper mindset, not without ego, lust, greed, but just for the pleasure of the Lord one has to do. Okay. We will ask someone to read this 7, 8, 9.
यतस्य तु सन्न्यासः कर्मणो नोपदद्यते मोहात् तस्य परित्याग मोहात्यत्य परित्यागास् तमसः परिकीर्तितः. Prescribed duties should never be renounced. If one gives up his prescribed duties because of illusion, such renunciation is said to be in mode of ignorance. दुःखः मिथ्येव यत्कर्म काय क्लेश भयात् त्यजेत् सकृत्वा राजसं त्यागं नैव त्यागफलं लभेत्. Anyone who gives up prescribed duties as troublesome or out of fear of bodily discomfort is said to have renounced in the mode of passion. Such action never leads to the elevation of renunciation. कार्यमित्येव यत्कर्म नियतं क्रियते नियतं क्रियतेऽर्जुन संगम त्यक्त्वा फलं चैव सत्यागः सात्विको मतः. O Arjuna, when one performs his prescribed duty only because it ought to be done and renounces all material association and all attachment to the fruit, his renunciation is said to be in the mode of goodness.
Thank you, bro. So Krishna is adding a flavor to this karma yoga. Adding a flavor. That is a flavor of three modes. Hmm. All our actions, everybody is driven by these three modes. All human beings, not just human being, animal species, any living being, any living being in this world is driven by these so-called three modes. Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. This is a subject matter of chapter number 14, 16, 17, and 18 also will see this. 18 also, the big section, Krishna talks about these three gunas. All our actions are driven by these three gunas. Everybody is influenced by these three gunas. Devi Yesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Dhuratya. Krishna says these are the divine energies of the Lord. These three gunas are the divine energies of the Lord. Every living being is influenced by these three modes. Every being is influenced by these three modes. So Krishna is teaching us, adding a flavor to the karma. All our actions we do. If a person is renouncing, if a person is doing action but giving up action, he's not doing his action well, right? He's giving up his duties. If a person is giving up his duties, his so-called giving up or renunciation falls under these modes: goodness, passion, or ignorance. Hmm? If a person in the mode of goodness, he gives up certain things. If a person in the mode of rajas, he gives up certain way. Tamas, he gives up certain way. So Krishna is adding a flavor of guna to the karma we do. I repeat, Krishna is giving a guna, flavor of guna to karma we do. So before we go there and go in detail of explanation of that three verses. Let's look at these three gunas. Three gunas. I think Gabriel also asked last time about these gunas. So as I said, like every living being, every living entity is influenced by these three gunas. We can see in the nature also. I'll speak little more about this. So we can see in the nature also. The nature in the morning time, we can see it's a peaceful, serene time. The nature is so pleasant, cool, calming. That is a time of mode of goodness. At a time we can see in the nature also. A time in the mode of goodness. And we can look at the mindset also. Our mindset is a calm, pleasant, cool, not fully disturbed in the morning times. It's a good time. That's why in office also we say like morning hours are best hours. I can focus, read, listen, work. So we can see in the nature also these three modes. In a mode of rajas is like afternoon time, busy time. Look at our mindset how it is in the busy time. Right? Tamas is like it's a dark time now. We can see it's all dark. It's calming down. It's like calming down, and uh, so that's we can see in our mindset also as we go throughout the day, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Like our body is not the same as how we were in the morning, how we were in the afternoon, right? And we are not in the same mood, right? So it's because of these gunas are influencing us. Everybody's influenced by these gunas. Everybody's forced to live by these three gunas influence. Three gunas influence. So I'll speak a little more. Krishna spoke about this. A person in the mode of goodness, how to identify the person. He's look at we need to understand by his mindset. Like we can understand by his mindset. A person in the mode of goodness, his mind is clear. His mind is clear, peaceful person, thoughtful person, is undisturbed state of mind, is listening, is listening through ears, is understanding clearly, all his senses, the knowledge is gaining through senses, is gaining knowledge perfectly. When the senses are fully functional, when we are looking at things, we are understanding. When we are reading an email, we are understanding clearly. When we are hearing, understanding clearly, right? All our senses, we are able to function fully with all our senses. That's because of high this high in Satoguna. Our consciousness is in high in Satoguna. We are in the mode of goodness. Mode of goodness. Hmm? When we are in the disturbed state of mind, that is rajas. When you are in the disturbed state of mind, we are reading something and becoming inattentive. Hmm? When you're hearing, our mind is running away. When you're watching, our mind is running away. All our doing actions, we're running. We are totally disturbed state of mind, and we are becoming more and more desirous of things. I want it. I want it. I can't live without it. Hmm? So hankering is called rajas ragatmakam vidhi trishna sanga samudbhavaha. Krishna says, right? So rajas, what rajas will do? Ragatmakam vidhi. It makes one person desirous of things. Trishna Sanga Samudbhavaha, hankering, and becomes, I want this, I want this, I can't live without this. It could be a toy for small kid. It could be a toy for small kid, but for us it could be a job or money or whatever. Whatever their obsession towards, or a nice cloth, dressing. I can't live without this dress, right? I can't live without this food. I can't live without this gold. I can't live without this car. So this so-called hankering is because of this rajas. And that's how we function in this world, by the way. But we can see, understand this, how this, the three modes influences. If a person in the mode of ignorance, tamas, is like lazy, dull-minded, and he's not understanding through anything through the senses. Is opposite of sattva. He's hearing, watching, listening, tasting, smelling, but he's totally misunderstanding it. He's not even understanding correctly, totally misunderstanding it. Hmm? And viparita gnana. Viparita gnana means is misunderstanding. Everybody stopping at a red signal. This guy doesn't stop at red signal. He says red signal is not for me. I can do whatever I want. Right? This is called viparita gnana. So these are the things one would get by tamas. Tamas. So it's like, are these modes are pulling us? Are we a puppet in these modes? No. It is according to our habits, our eating habits, the type of food we eat, the type of food we eat, uh, the type of content we take in our brains. Hmm? The by YouTube or Netflix, or what are the media, what are the sources, or associating with certain type of people, we can see this type of people, right? So by associating with certain type of people, what are the data we go that the content that goes in our mind will be influenced by these modes in a certain way. The food, it's all about our living habits. It's all about our living habits. According to living habits, these modes make us function. According to our living habits, these modes make us function in a certain way. So that's why it is recommended. I mean, the essence of in 18th chapter also, we can see a big section Krishna teaches us that one has to do all his duties in the mode of goodness. Do all your duties in the mode of goodness, sattva guna. Eat sattvic food, live a sattvic life, surround by sattvic people, watch sattvic content on YouTube if you're watching. Hmm. Don't watch rajasic and tamasic content. Watch sattvic content, the good content that helps you. If you're watching something and we are totally agitated, disturbed, restless, that means that content is in rajas or tamas. If you're watching something that makes us so blissful, cool, blissful, chilling, nice, cool, happy mood, that means the content is in the mode of goodness. Right? It's really important, the lifestyle we do, our actions we do. So this is a subject matter in the next set of verses. Also, Krishna teaches that one has to live a sattvic life. One has to live a sattvic life, act in uh, and 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 cultivate that. If not, then the sattvic life helps the person to elevate himself. So that's about the three modes. Now coming back to the topic, how Krishna is adding the flavor of modes to this so-called karma, renunciation. So if person in the mode of ignorance, now he's giving, now that we know three modes, mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, now that we know, we'll try to understand how a person gives up. A person in the mode of ignorance, tamas, he gives up the work itself. Krishna is saying a person in the mode of ignorance gives up the work itself. Person in the mode of passion, rajasic, he gives up the work, he doesn't do work out of bodily discomfort. And a person in the mode of goodness, what he gives up, he doesn't gives up the work, but he does the work, but in a spirit of detachment, as a matter of duty. Sangyan Tyakta Falanicha, as a matter of duty, without get attaching to success or failure, being neutral to the dualities in this world. He gives up that mindset, attachment. He gives up attachment, not the work itself. So, little more explanation we can see here. A person in the mode of goodness, we can see, you know, many people in this world, there are certain things like, just to take care of family, one has to work. Take care of family. He's married, married, and to take care of family. That means that is a responsibility for him. Taking care of family. If he's a person is married, he's responsible to go and work, earn money. Uh, if I'm talking about a person who doesn't have money, okay, but he has to make some money to take care of family. That's his responsibility. But there are many people in this world, they just neglect their duties. They just neglect to take care of themselves, and uh, he get children, but he doesn't have enough money. He doesn't even go and work. There are many thousands of people. I personally have seen in the place I lived. There's so many people. They go they don't go and work, and why they got children, and why they married, why they married, why they got children, right? They're neglecting their responsibilities. So such kind of neglection is out of tamasic mindset. If a person is tamasic, becoming more and more mindset, he'll become like that. Hmm. So that's kind of giving up duties, tamasic, Krishna is teaching. But in a other sense, where we can add to the context what Krishna is teaching here, yajna dana tapa karma, one has to do like purificatory duties. Now level 2. Level 1 is one has to take care of his duties, that's fine. But one has to do the purificatory duties, one must never give up. Okay, a person in the mode of ignorance, what he gives up, he gives up the purificatory duties. What are the purificatory duties? That meditation, japa. One has to at least take some time to meditate on the God, chant the holy names of the Lord. At least 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening. mm, do some prayers, or study scriptures like Bhagavad Gita. Spend some time for our purification. For our purification. There are many people in the world, they neglect that duty. They want to be a good person, but they neglect the minimum necessities that he has to work towards it. He has to do some meditation, breathing exercise, or he has to do some chanting, or at least go to gym, and certain things are all the duties that helps us to elevate our consciousness. One must do. One must do. If a person is giving up those duties, that is action in the mode of ignorance. Action in the mode of passion. Passion. This guy, he gives her the work out of bodily discomfort. He likes to do, but he says, if I go there, I'll get a headache, I'll get back pain, I'll get neck pain. If I sit and meditate, I'll get neck pain, so I'll not meditate. if I if I go to temple, it is a long drive. It's a long drive to go to temple. I can't go. What is this? Out of body discomfort, he's neglecting his purificatory duties. His purificatory duties. The duties or actions we do from morning to evening, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or 9 p.m., whatever the time we have, the 12 hours we have, the time where we don't sleep, don't enjoy. The 12 hours, we spend so much time for others. So much time for others, mostly our boss or to earn money, so much time. But there is some time we need to take for ourselves, for our own purification. Mm. We may or may not like, we may or may not like prayers to the God, but we still have to do. Even if our body is aching, sitting on the floor when you are meditating and chanting the holy name of the Lord, if our body is aching, not allowing us, but still we still have to take that thing. We still have to do that. So otherwise, if a person is neglecting those purificatory duties, his actions in the mode of passion, Krishna says, is rajasic, is giving up out of rajasic mindset. Hmm. And what Krishna is driving us, everybody is that do your duty without attachment to the result, without attachment, just for the sake of doing. Okay. Um, Just like going to office, taking care of family. Why am I doing? Taking care of why am I doing? For the pleasure of the Lord, I do. Not just my family will appreciate me or give, or my daughter will take care of me in future. No, with, no, I'm doing it for the sake of doing it. Huh? Why am I helping my friend? Why am I going? My help is in need. Why am I helping my friend? Because that friend helps me back? No, no, I'm doing it for the sake of doing it. As a responsible human being, I just help my friend so that he'll be happy, and uh, that's it. No other expectation. I don't expect something he'll return back to me. So that is a mindset Krishna is driving us to. That's his sattvic mindset. If a person in the mode of goodness, he works in a spirit of selflessness. He does all his duties as a selfless service to the Lord. Selfless service to the Lord. So what are the duties? All daily duties. All the duties. What are we do? Eating, sleeping, and doing office work. Not just that, yajna dana tapa karma. The purificatory duties also. Even the purificatory duties also he does for the sake of doing only. Hmm. So one must do, but without attachment to the results. Even the great souls we can see in the life of Prabhupada, he was like elderly age. Elderly age. He is a soul descended from the spiritual world. He doesn't need to do any purificatory duties, but he still did. He did it just to set an example to for others. He used to chant 16 rounds. He is the one who set up 16 rounds. Everybody has to chant 16 rounds. For him, there is no obligation, but he also did. Even at the age, elderly age, also he did. He's just before he was leaving the body, he couldn't chant, but he did. He still did, right? So those are the great souls who set an example for ordinary people. Okay, so just a life lesson, many words, but in few words, what is Krishna saying is, Arjuna asked this question about renunciation and giving up of work. What Krishna is saying, renunciation is not giving up work. It is giving up the ego and attachment to the results. It is giving up our ego and attachment to the results. That means you do all your duties. Do all your duties in a selfless way. In a selfless way. Don't get attached to the results. Success, failure, be neutral. Honor, dishonor, be neutral. It's a learn that. It's a practice. When we are in Sataguna, it's very important. That's the reason Krishna is driving us. When we are in the mode of goodness, then we can be in the when we can be neutral. One may say, like, how can I be neutral in success, failure, honor, dishonor? When we are in the mode of goodness, that is possible. When we take shelter of the Lord, when we cultivate ourselves satoguna, it is possible. When we are in the mode of passion, we get agitated soon. Our mind get agitated really fast. When they are looking, dealing the dualities in this world, our mind get really agitated really fast, really fast. Because our mind in the mode of passion, it gets agitated really fast. Hmm. In the tamas also, we get depression really fast. We'll be depressed really fast. We'll be hopeless really fast. Quickly, we'll become hopeless. Something doesn't work the way we want, we'll become hopeless, and we feel like my life is useless. My life is useless. Nothing is working for me. Let me give up my life. So people become hopeless because of tamasic mind. So that's why it's very, very important to live a sattvic mind with a sattvic lifestyle, have a sattvic, it's a cultivation. We got to do some effort. If I need to be physically fit, I need to go to gym and put some effort. If I want to become a doctor, I need to put my effort, real good effort. I need to study really hard and do all the lab work, all the trainings I have to do. It's a must. It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice for a higher cause. So similarly, our lifestyle also, if we mold ourselves in a certain way, we elevate our consciousness, become sattva by eating sattvic food. Food is a cause. Yes, you heard it right. Food is a cause. We have to eat sattvic food and put sattvic content in our brain, right? Then it is possible by doing devotional services and sometime in hearing scriptures, lectures, good things, they make us more sattvic. Then we'll be undisturbed by dualities in this world. Okay, so much philosophy. Now I'll talk about few story. Hmm. One may say, like, is there a person? Is there a person who lived a life of sacrifice, a selfless way? Hmm. A selfless way from whom I can learn. Mm. Yes, there are so many people. There are so many great souls. One great soul really stands out. It is Lord Hanuman himself, Hanuman. So we can see in the life of Hanuman in Ram from the Ramayana, from Hanuman's the way he lived. So be wonderful. What are the Krishna is teaching in this set of verses? uh, who is embodiment? Who Hanuman is the one who embodies those all these qualities. He lived a life of renunciation. He is a perfect yogi. A perfect yogi. Uh, Look at Hanuman. He's a great personality. He's a mighty warrior. Uh, Amazing strength. No one can challenge Hanuman. Mm. He is so powerful. He lived big vast ocean, uh, and he lifted a big mountain, and within less time he was able to go from north to south. He did many unbelievable achievements and tasks. Many things he has done, but he remained humble, so humble. We can see if we go to Hindu temple, we can see the way Hanuman stands. The way Hanuman stands, his folded hands, and we need to look at the eyes of Hanuman. I don't know how they make the idol, the deity of the Hanuman. I really wonder. The look, we should look at the eyes of the person, the deity, the carving. We should go and look at it. The deity itself, deities are we should think like deities not made of stones. They're real. Even though they are made of stones, but when they are put on the temple, it's called prana pratishtha. When their deities are put on the temple, the Hanuman literally is present there. The god is literally present there in the deity in the temple because of the some process. There is a process to install a deity. When the deity is installed in a way, there is a life. There is Hanuman is literally there. So we need to look at when you're looking at the deities, you have to look at the eyes of Hanuman. It's wonderful. More importantly, Garuda also. If you could look at Garuda is a great servant. We can't look at the eyes of the god. Eyes of the god is always straight. But look at the eyes of the servants of the Lord. Eyes of the servants of the Lord, the Garuda, right? Garuda is the one which is in front of Lord Venkateshwara, Lord Balaji, or Lord Rama. He's in front of that in the temple. Any temple we go, we can see this. The servants of the Lord. Look at their mindset, their emotions, the way they carve the this deity is also amazing. Look at their eyes, so humble, so humble. The way they look at the deity, the way they appear is so humble and so blissful also. Mm. So anyway, the point is Hanuman's entire life is like that. Hanuman, even though he did many things, achieved many things, but he remained so humble. Hmm. Everybody was glorifying Hanuman. Hanuman, you did this achievement. You are the one who leaped this ocean. You are the one who got this big mountain. You did so many wondrous tasks. You're so great. You're dad. You're this. You're this. Everybody is glorifying him. But Hanuman remained humble by saying, attributing it to God. He says, I'm doing all this because it's because of my Rama. My Lord Rama, my Lord Rama, Sri Rama is the one who is empowering me. It's because of him only I'm able to do. I'm nothing without him. I'm nothing without him. Huh? I'm nothing without him. Hmm. So if we cultivate that mindset, like in all our duties, that's a real renunciation. Krishna is saying, do all your duties. Don't get attached to the results. Don't get attached to the victory. If you're a tennis player, you're playing tennis, you're winning. Don't get attached to the winning. You might lose. Huh? There are celebrities also, the movie celebrities. They're winning. When they lose, when the movies are not going well, they feel become hopeless. They become hopeless and they go to the extreme that they commit suicide because they can't take a failure. They can't take a failure, right? So, but we can see in the life of Hanuman itself, like success, failure, despite all the dualities in this world, they remained humble, they remain selfless is because of they're always in connection with the God. all their actions in connection with the God. I am doing this because I say I'm doing this for a pleasure of my Lord Rama. So Hanuman was able to leap the big ocean for the pleasure of Rama because Rama wants it. Hanuman wants to see Rama happy. Hanuman wants to see Lord Rama happy. That's his goal. That's why he was able to do that. Hmm. And he's all the time is attributing to the Lord Krishna and my Lord Rama is because of your mercy I'm able to do. So yet, that's what Krishna also says in ninth chapter. Yet karoshi, yet asnasi, yet juhosi, yet dasasyat, yet tapasyasi kauntaya, tat kurushva madarpanam. Madarpanam means offer it to me. Offer it to me. What should I offer it to you, Krishna? Yet karosi, whatever you do. Whatever you do. You eat, you do work, or all your actions, or you're playing sport, or any action you do. For my pleasure, you do. The result you get, give it to me. Success or failure, think about me. I'm the one who is giving you. Your success, you give it to me. Your failure, you give it to me. Yet Ashnasi, water you eat. Hmm? Hmm? Juhos, yet dadasi, yet water you donate. You're giving to donate. You're giving charity, donation to others. Think about me and do. So Krishna is all the time is teaching the same principle. That is, for the we all do our actions for the pleasure of Krishna to make God happy. So if you work with that mindset, any action we do, we are undisturbed in this world. The whole point of Bhagavad Gita is you live in this world but remain undisturbed by the world, undisturbed by the dualities of the world. We can see in the life of Hanuman also. That's really undisturbed. He was able to do anything because when we bring God in our consciousness, when we bring God in our consciousness and do God consciousness work like Krishna conscious work, Krishna conscious duties, then there is a divine energy flowing in our through us. The divine energy flowing through us make us purify us and help us to remain detached in this world. Okay, so we'll read three verses, another three verses, and we can end this section. This is one section. Anyone want to read? Lakshmi, you want to read this? Lakshmi is busy. Okay, go ahead, Arun Prabhu. You can read English itself. You don't need to read that.
I
Yeah.
can repeat.
Okay, okay, Lakshmi, go ahead.
Sorry, Prabhu. Yeah. न न द्वेष्टि अकुशलां कर्म कुशले नानुसज्जते त्यागी सत्त्व समाविष्टो मेधावी छिन्न संशयः. Ah. The intelligent renouncer situated in the mode of goodness, neither hateful of inauspicious work nor attached to auspicious work, has no doubts about work. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I came for groceries, Prabhuji.
Oh, sorry, sorry. Yeah, continue.
Thank you.
You're still
Yeah,
listening.
thank you,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you.
I'm listening, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, Aditya Prabhu, you want to read? Read English maybe.
It is indeed impossible for an embodied being to give up all activities, but he who renounces the fruits of action is called one who has truly renounced. For one who is not renounced, the threefold fruits of action, desirable, undesirable, and mixed, accrue after death. But those who are in the renounced order of life have no such result to suffer or enjoy.
Thank you, Prabhu. So you can see here, I'll take a few more minutes and I'll complete this section. And next section, we'll do like a different topic. So what Krishna is telling us, do all your duties in the spirit of detachment. Detachment. Don't get attached to for my pleasure. If you do for my pleasure, think about me and do, then it is easy. It is easy. Krishna clarifies this in upcoming chapter, upcoming verses, but that is the essence of this. Krishna spoke about this in previous chapters also. The point Krishna is making in these three verses that the true renunciation is that one has to renounce the attachment to the results, all our actions, do for the pleasure of the God. Hmm? So, uh, hmm, more important, Krishna is saying, "Nahi dene bharta sakyam." So everybody has to work, right? Even the renunciate, he goes to a forest, he's not doing anything, but he has to still brush his teeth and take bath. He has to do some duties. Some duties he has to do. Uh, Everybody is forced to work in a certain way. When you are forced to work in a certain way, everybody is pulled to work in a certain way. Hmm? But the intelligent person is the one who doesn't get attached to anything, but he just do for the sake of doing. Anish, all our actions will fall into these three categories. Krishna says, Anishtam, Ishtam, Mishram. Anishtam means like when we are doing work, I'm doing a job. Huh? I'm doing a job. I may get appreciation or good high salary hike. Hmm? Ishtam, that is Ishtam. Like I'll be pleasure, I'll feel happy. Wow, I did this job. Everybody appreciated me. I got a salary hike. Anishtam means I did something, I did my effort, but I didn't get the way I want. I put 100% effort, but things are not working out the way the way I want. It's called Anishtam. Mishram means like sometimes in a mix, it's a mix of both. It may or may not go there. So all our the results of our action will fall into this category. We like it or sometimes we dislike it. Because of that they produce karmic reactions. Attachments and reactions to our result. So when you do good karma, I mean even the working also, when you do good karma, the result will be good result. When you do bad actions, papa karma, then it will come back. So all these actions, the results of actions will accrue after death. It's called karmic reactions. When you do good karma, we'll accumulate good result. When you do bad karma, we'll accumulate bad result. Our life, our happiness and distress, coming in our life is because of good and bad actions. Good or bad. It's our own actions coming back in the form of whatever we are getting. So point Krishna is making here is very important thing, that is for a person who is a renunciate, a tyagi. Krishna is asking us to become a tyagi. Huh? You work for my pleasure, don't get attached to the result, be in the mode of goodness, do all your duties, be in the mode of goodness. As for my pleasure you do, then your actions doesn't produce reactions. When your actions are not producing reactions, then you are detached. Then you don't have to go through the consequences of life, birth and death. Anyway, so this is the last slide. So just a nice analysis on how we can see this world. A person who is attached to the work, a person who is a tyagi, who is detached, who is working with proper mindset for the pleasure of the Lord, right? How he deals through various situations. We can see here a practical example, right? A situation. What is the situation? He's working. A person who is attached, hmm, out of his ego, is so much attached to the work, so much attached to the result of his work, right? What is the mindset? He always seeks recognition. Anything he does, he always, what I get out of it. Will I get something out of it? If he's not getting any recognition, he go mad and depressed, right? So that's the thing. His situation is work. While working, he's recognition focused. He's result oriented. He's not work oriented. Result oriented. Who? A person who is attached. Hmm? It could be tennis. He's playing tennis. He's not focused on playing tennis. He's not focused on playing tennis correctly, applying techniques, but he's focused on winning. He's so much focused on winning, he's forgetful of applying techniques. This is example, right? So the situation is work. A attached person is too much result oriented. But a person who is a renunciate, a tyagi, is the one is playing tennis just as a work, as a matter of duty. He's just for the sake of duty, for the sake of playing tennis. He's playing tennis. Is fully work focused, not result focused. Right? How cool is that if you work like that? If you do our duties like that, we can very wonderfully, we can be fully work focused, not result oriented. If your mind is too much result oriented, we can't put our 100% effort. But I gave the example of tennis. The same thing here, failure. If a person is doing certain things and he's playing tennis and he's lost his game, I'm giving example of tennis. It can apply to any work we do, an IT job or education or whatever we do. We can put the same example for anything we do. A person is working and he's failed. He's not getting the result the way he wants. Is a failure results, right? He's playing tennis and he's losing the game. What happens to the attached person? He's attached to the winning. He's attached to the winning. If he's losing, he get depressed and is angry. He becomes angry. He becomes mad. Why am I not winning? Why am I not winning? And he cannot take it. But a tyagi who is working. We can see who is the Tyagi, who is working for the pleasure of the Lord, right? Uh, he accepts, he's in the mode of goodness, and he accepts both success, failure, honor, dishonor in the same way. Mm. He accepts Krishna, you have a plan for me, help me, and he learns from his mistakes. If it's a failure, he learns from his mistakes, he move on. God, you are helping me. In all my difficulties, in all my troubles, let me go through. You are helping me, making me a good person. He's totally dependent on the Lord, right? We can see the big difference in mindset. So success, a player is playing tennis, or a IT employee is getting all success. Right? An attached person, he become ego inflated. His ego is getting inflated. He becomes a big balloon of ego. He's so much attached to success. If a person is attached to success, we can see any players also, the sports celebrities also. So if a person is so much attached to the success, he's become so much inflated with ego. Huh? But a Tyagi, what Krishna is asking us to become Tyagi, right? A Tyagi is the one uh, who is not so much attached to the success or failure. He offers, he repents, he always grateful, right? Huh? He becomes so much. He offers success to the Lord Himself, Krishna, my dear Lord, because of you. Same the Hanuman mindset. Hanuman also, he was able to achieve so many things. When he was successful, he was attributing it to the God. So same thing, a Tyagi is the one who attributes to Krishna is because of you. I'm able to attain a good job. I'm able to get good salary hike, or what are the success coming in my way because of you. That's it. We are nullifying our ego. We are nullifying our ego just by attributing it to the God. And service is one other situation where he's helping others. If a attached person is always transactional, a person who is attached is always transactional. I'm helping this person. Will this help person help me? A person who is attached is always transactional. His mind is always transactional. He can't think in any other way. He's not at all. He's always selfish. Right? But a tyagi is the one who is always selfless. Selfless. He's helping someone for the pleasure of the Lord. He doesn't seek anything back. That way, he's becoming neutral. You can see here how a tyagi lives a life. Hmm. Life outcomes, like what are the outcomes go through a person who is the future outcomes, right? Future outcomes. So an attached person is always anxious. He's always anxious about the future outcome. What will happen? Will I win? I'm playing tennis. Will I win? Will I lose? There are too much anxiety, too much anxiety about future outcomes. For whom? A person who is attached. But a tyagi, he maintains a inner peace. He is not worried about success, failure, or dualities in this world. He says, "My dear Lord, you have a plan for me. Let things happen according to your plan. Let things happen according to your plan." Such as with that mindset, he lives in this world. So we can see in the life of many devotees also. I saw give an example of Hanuman and Srila Prabhupada. Many great devotees who lived a life like this, Tyagi. Right? They are in this world, but they are untouched by the dualities of the world. Hmm? It's not about it's not about a big thing. It's about a change of mindset. Change of mindset. It's a practice. We may not be doing that, but if we bring this God into our mind and work for the pleasure of the Lord as a service to the Lord, in Krishna consciousness duties, devotional duties, it is possible. It is possible. We can be in this world. We'll be untouched by this world. So that completes the first two sections, and next section we'll see about Krishna talks about the five doers. Okay, so we'll see that in next session, same time, 6:30 p.m. next Wednesday. So thank you all for joining the session. If you have any questions, thoughts, sharings, realizations, we can take now. Thank you. Hare Krishna.